Hey everybody, and welcome to the Modern Retro Corner. I'm Retro Mark, and Halloween is just around the corner, and I'm eager to get into the spooky spirit. So let's take a look at a horror game that is pretty close to my heart, and that's Nitemare 3D. So let's get some stuff out of the way, and then right on to the review. Nitemare 3D is a first-person shooter released by Grey Design Associates in 1994 for MS-DOS, and it consisted of 3 episodes with 10 levels in each episode. 30 intense levels. The story follows Hugo as you try and save your girlfriend Penelope, who has been kidnapped by the evil Dr. Hammerstein for the use in evil experiments. You must battle through Hammerstein's bizarre mansion, which I've never gotten past, underground caverns, and a twisted dimension of demons and aliens in an attempt to save her. Nitemare 3D is considered to be the 4th entry to the Hugo series, but I figured it is its own game and not a continuation of the series because of the title alone. It's Nitemare 3D, not Hugo's Nitemare 3D. But it does have a ton of Easter eggs from the series, such as the save code 333, the mansion itself is a nod to the first game, and so forth. And I really don't want to spoil the rest of the game for you guys. What separates Nitemare 3D from other clones of its time is the fact that the very level design is almost one gigantic puzzle. Just trying to get to point A to point B is frustrating in later levels, and finding the keys are next to impossible. The only thing you will be relying on besides your weapons is your map. And unfortunately, the map costs eyeballs, and you need to find these eyeballs to fuel your map, and optional crystal balls for enemy placements, which really doesn't do anything. In the beginning, eyes are found almost anywhere, but in later levels, they are very rare to find. Most of everything, ammo, items, and weapons, is either found out in the open or found via a secret panel, and finding these secret panels isn't often easy. Some are easy to find, for instance a bookcase, while others are more discreet. Another thing that sets this game apart from other clones is the lack of blood and gore. Enemies that die either leave a pile of bones, poof into dust, or have a tombstone erected in front of it. It's the lack of blood that gives this game a sort of old feature, if you will, and makes you connect to the old style haunted houses of yesteryears. For me, not all horror games need to have blood in order to be scary good. Enemies are abundant in this game, and you can hear them a mile away. From Frankenstein's monster and mummy holding a knife and yelling, banshees and witches screaming, shooting magic, to skeletons throwing torches and all sorts of demons and aliens coming at you at full force. I like how each monster has its own yell. It does tell me what's around the corner so I can better prepare myself for each monster. And yes, each monster does have its own weakness. Speaking of the enemy weaknesses, there are only 4 types of weapons in the entire game, and 2 of them are the same weapon. First, you've got the plasma gun, which shoots energy rounds, and the ammo is abundant in the game. The next is the rapid fire plasma gun. Yeah, it's classified as its own gun and not an upgrade. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The third weapon is the wand. Its ammo is a spell book. This ammo is plenty if you can find it, and is very useful against demons and witches. The last weapon is the silver gun, and it fires silver bullets. Only use this against enemies that require this gun, as ammo is in limited supply for it when you first find it. Otherwise, you will be using the plasma gun more often than what you think. Okay, so one problem that is very common in this game is the hit detection. You will have to be almost perfectly aligned with the enemy in order to hit them. While this might seem tedious and a minor complaint, figure that when there are more than just one enemy on screen and you're running around trying to hit them while avoiding being hit at the same time, and it takes a certain toll. While Doom and Wolfenstein had auto-targeting to a certain degree, this game does not. And yes, I'm cheating. And oh my god, before you even start complaining about me cheating that you just saw, this is another complaint, and it's the fact that the difficulty is set way too high. Yes, I know older games are difficult, and I know a challenge is a good thing, but even on easy mode, enemy gang-ups in later levels are more often than what it may seem, and can be overpowering at times, especially when witches and skeletons do the amount of damage. Oh my freaking god, it is insane. And you can easily be cornered by any enemy by the game's winding around map. Holy Jesus. And as we near the end of this awesome game, if you like a node to the yesteryears of old school horror like I do, combined with early years of first person shooting, and the time and patience for this game, it will truly deliver nostalgia on a whole other level. This game is not without its faults, and considering them all coupled with everything else, this is definitely a game you want to check out.